Hi.
Thank you for coming over and be willing to help me out with this assignment. I know that you're giving some of your free time.
Of course, it's very nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. So I know that when we talked on the phone a little earlier, you mentioned that there were certain parts of your career that you're kind of unsatisfied with, and I was hoping that just to hear a little bit more about it.
Yeah, sure. So I graduated from Cal State Channel Islands, which is located in Camarillo. I graduated about a year ago, and my degree was in psychology. So from graduation point till now, I'm self-employed, and I'm a full-time caretaker. And it's fulfilling in the sense that, I'm giving back. I am caring for someone that needs me, and that part I'm okay with, especially because it's a family member. But I'm unsatisfied with the fact that I just don't feel like I'm utilizing my degree to its full potential. So it's very frustrating right now, and I'm in the process of seeking new positions.
Okay. So it sounds like from this caretaker position, you've gotten a lot of things that you do like.
Yes.
But there are some things that maybe you feel like you're not getting to use what you've gotten trained in school.
Exactly. I'm just ready to move to the next step and to look for new endeavors. Like, that's my goal. So I'm not very satisfied at this point.
Yeah. And it sounds like you're kind of insightful about that. Like, that this just isn't what you want to be in long term.
Correct.
Is that correct? Okay. And so, can you tell me a little bit more about what are the things that you do like of this caretaker position?
So, I do like that it's similar in the sense that it's social services, and I'm involved, giving back some way to my community, and I do case manage a little for this client, and I like that aspect, but I just feel like I'm not utilizing my degree to its full potential. I feel like I learned so many other things and skills, especially like within my internship when I was in college, and I just feel like I'm not utilizing all of that, and that's the frustrating part. Yeah. And it's just a little tiresome, and I think it's harder because of the connection. It's a family member, so it's more frustrating. I think it'd be a little easier if it was a stranger that I was caretaking for.
Yeah. So I heard a couple of things. I heard that you like the part where you are helping someone.
Yes.
It can be tiring because it is a family member, so there's maybe that connection.
Yes.
But at the same time, that there's a lot of your skills, they're not getting used.
Yes, correct.
You mentioned an internship?
Yeah. My junior and senior year of college, I interned at a senior support line. Mm-hmm. It was with the Camarillo Healthcare District, and I basically was a hotline for seniors, and I offered them emotional support via the telephone. I had case notes conducted for each of my clients, and I did weekly calls just to check their status, and I offered resources to seniors in the community.
Wow. So you really were able to also give back to the community?
Yes.
And it was just on the phone, though?
Correct. It was on the phone, and that's where I sparked my interest in working with the senior population.
Okay. And so your caregiver position right now, is it also with seniors?
Yeah, actually, the client that I have is a senior client.
And what about that population really sparks your interest?
Well, I just feel like nowadays, especially with the baby boomer population, there's so many seniors that are older and older, living longer lives, and there's such a demand for that field. And I've worked with all age groups. I was a caretaker for children for a while, and I feel the most fulfilled with seniors. I feel like they're the most misunderstood and the most in need of help, and I feel like at that age, they're so abandoned by most of the people in their lives that it's just satisfying to help them. And I also understand them intellectual-wise. Very wise, and I enjoy the conversations I have with them.
Wow, yeah, and so when you're talking about this population, I can really sense that you get really excited about it.
Yeah, I love to work with them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and so in that senior support line, you mentioned that you have these skills, right, that you're not getting to use right
Correct.
now. What skills would you kind of say those are?
So I really mastered conducting case notes. The first time that I learned how to do that, to case manage directly and give feedback to these client social workers. So that was one of the skills I obtained. I learned how to administer a test called the PHQ-9, which is a depression screening test. So I really liked being able to assess them for depression and either aid them, or if they did screen positive, I would direct them to another group that could better support their needs. So there's just many skills. I learned some therapeutic techniques, when I would talk to the clients, or even when I would also train new interns and volunteers. And I was a pioneer volunteer because I was there when the social worker in charge first launched this program.
Okay, that's great. So you were really that first group that got this program going.
Yes, correct.
Okay, and I'm hearing too that for you, it sounds like it's really fulfilling to be able to connect people to resources that they need.
Correct, yeah. There's so many resources in the community that seniors aren't aware of, and it was so fulfilling to be able to give them this list of resources and direct them to places that they never even knew existed. There's just not a lot of information out there, and it's really good to be able to convey that to them.
Yeah. And so when you compare your caregiving role right now compared to this role where you were more of a case manager
Yes.
type of role, which one kind of feels salient to you? Which one kind of did you feel more fulfilled in?
I would say I feel fulfilled equally in what I'm giving in both, but I think overall I'm more satisfied with the other one just because it was more than one client. I had multiple clients, and I just felt like I was constantly working with the skills that I have attained, and I was really busy all the time. And I feel like with the job I have now, it's just one client.
Okay.
And I just feel I could be helping so many more clients at one time. So I would say I was more fulfilled at the senior support line.
Okay. So it's important for you to kind of be able to use all those skills that you have in a more maybe efficient manner?
In a more efficient manner.
Talking to more people.
Correct.
Okay. That makes sense. No, and it sounds like you're very insightful kind of about what are the things that you enjoy about each of these jobs and maybe what are the things that you're not as excited about.
Yes.
And so, okay, outside of these job positions, what are some things that you enjoy doing outside of work? Just to kind of get a sense of what some of your other interests are.
I love to surf. I love like beach communities. I really like water sports. I like to travel. I love to travel. I like to spend, social settings with family members, friends. I love to be, I guess I would be an extrovert if you had to ask. I like doing a lot of outdoor activities, hiking, a lot of outdoorsy activities, and spending time with family and friends.
Yeah. And so when you're doing a lot of these activities, you said you see yourself more as an extrovert.
Correct.
Would you say that you enjoy doing these activities with friends and family?
Yes, I do. There's some activities, like if I read or I do something like more intellectual in that way, I like to do that stuff alone. But as far as like socializing, I prefer, more extrovert setting.
Yeah. And that kind of relates to what we were talking about, that in that case manager position, you were talking with more people, interacting with different people, and then in this caregiver position, it's just with this one person.
Yeah, it's just one person, so I just feel a little stuck, and I feel like I have time to attend to so many more people, so I just feel like a little stuck right now with just the one client.
Yeah, and it seems like you're kind of eager or yearning to really connect with more people.
Yeah, definitely.
Interact, like almost working in a team, working with a social worker.
Mm-hmm.
Would you say that you prefer working in a team?
I would prefer working, in a team. I would like to work with other case managers, social workers, family members. Yes, I would like to work in a team setting.
And I think that something that you touched on too was that you felt like a lot of times the elder population is misunderstood, and that in working with this team, it sounds like you can help that person get the understanding that they need.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you get that sense when you work in that caregiver role that you can help the family as much?
I do, and I feel like being in that position that I am currently, I feel like it's a big relief on the other family members. So I feel like it's a big help.
Okay.
So I do get that sense, yeah.
Yeah. And is this caregiver role coming to an end soon? I think you had mentioned something like that.
Yes, it is coming to an end. The client is actually getting much better. So soon they're not going to need me at all. So I'm trying to explore my other options now and start just focusing on myself and what I truly want to do, and that's what I'm in the process of. So I can just be happier with my work position.